in order to go ahead with a competitive exam decoding, we have to just know the basics of English grammar, and that is what we are going to do now. And we are going to start with the tenses. That is, verb as such has its own mood and tense, and we are going to see the tense. Before we go ahead, just a little brush up of the parts of speech and then where this verb stands and how the tense comes into existence. So, unless you are sure of this, you cannot do anything else like error spotting or close test or anything else. Idioms and phrases, everything depends on the proper use of tense. So, that is what we are going to do now. Shall we? Okay. The first part is how many parts of speech are there in English? 8, isn't it? And we have the noun, the pronoun, the verb, adverb, adjective, and then we have the prepositions, then we have interjections and conjunctions. Now, we are going to see the verb and how under this heading called verb comes the tenses. Okay. Now, you may wonder what this tense is all about, and I hyped up the whole topic. I said this is very important and all that. Let us see how this tense plays a very important role in the learning of English language. This is divided into 3 main tenses. Okay? Three main tenses, that is the present tense, the past and the future. The present, past and the future, and the name itself talks about what time this denotes. That is, present is what is happening now, and the past is what has happened yesterday and the days before. Future is what is going to happen in the near future, that is from tomorrow onwards or from this evening onwards. Okay. Shall we see how many more tenses each one is divided into? The first one is simple present. Simple present. The second one is present continuous. Third one is present perfect. And the fourth one is present perfect continuous. Okay. So, the present tense can further be divided or classified into the simple present, the present continuous, the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. So, the simple present talks about just what happens now. I stand, you see, you listen. Listen, stand, all these are simple present tense. Okay, now what is a verb? A verb is an action word, isn't it? So, stand, listen, hear, like, eat, drink, all these are verbs, and it denotes the simple present tense, means that is what is happening just now. Okay? Present continuous. Continuous means progressive. It can also be called the progressive tense. That is, some action which has just started, it has not ended. There is no pause for that action. It is still continuing, or it is still in progression. That means present, that is continuous tense, and present continuous means like tenses I am eating. Am eating is a continuous tense. I am writing. You are learning. So, all the ing verbs with am, are, all these auxiliaries are together, they make the present continuous. Okay? Continuous tense means progressive tense. I am going to give you the uses of each of these tenses, that is the basic and very important ones. I will be giving you the uses. Present perfect. Present perfect. Now, if I think it will be easier if I give you some examples and I can clean it out. So, simple present example, eat, see, etc. Present continuous, am eating, etc. Am seeing, etc. Now, the present perfect tense. Present perfect tense always has a verb, and before the verb we have has and have. For example, she has eaten, or he has seen, or they have eaten, or they have seen. Okay? Have and has only comes for present perfect tense. So, I will write that as an example. Has eaten, or have seen. Okay? Next one, present perfect continuous. Now, perfect tense is has and have, isn't it? And continuous tense is ing. Now, these two combined together, we have the present perfect continuous. So, how do you write example? Has been eating. Has been eating. She has been eating. Or they have been seeing. Okay? So, I think you have understood the basic concept of the present tense. They can be divided into 4 different classifications. Now, simple present, eat and see, present continuous, am eating, present perfect tense, has eaten or have seen, present perfect continuous is has been eating. Is that clear? Now, I am going to deal with the past tense. Now, before we deal with the past tense, I just want to tell you, like now, just like the present tense, past tense also has simple past, past continuous, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. Same way future also, simple future, future continuous, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous. Okay? Now, I will just stop here and explain where to use simple present tense and the present continuous, and then go on to the past tense. Is that okay? because before we go into the other two tenses, these two tenses are very important when you go ahead with your error spotting and all that. So, I am going to explain these two tenses, the usages of these two tenses and what to how to avoid making mistakes, so that we will be sure of this tense before we go into the past tense. Shall we?